Okay, so we are recording right now, and I'm talking to my sister, Bronwen Gatterberg. Originally McDonald-Lewis, now Bronwen Gatterberg. And Bronwen lives at Atria. It's a independent living facility in Sacramento, California. I remember when we were growing up, you and your husband Jerry were big participants in the Special Olympics, and you medaled in the Special Olympics, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
What were your medals in?
No, mostly running, like 50-meter run, and then I think I did a 25-meter run one time.
You know, thinking of the Special Olympics and thinking of all the wonderful people and your friends, I want to ask you what it was like growing up, if you were ever teased by anybody.
Well, they say if you ride on that little bus, you're a retard. You're a retard. I'm not a retard. I have a learning disability. I just learn a different way. So I stood up for myself.
So why do you think kids tease like that?
They just don't understand.
What did it feel like when they used that word?
Oh, I didn't like it. Kind of like somebody's pinching you. How can you tell? How do you know? How do you know what I am?
What do you think is going on with people when they use that word retard?
They just don't understand. They're just ignorant themselves.
Yeah.
They were probably kind of teased or beat up or accused of something, and they didn't like it, so they have to get back at somebody else that they think is weaker than yourself.
Why do you think, like sometimes I hear it on TV. Have you ever heard that word used on TV?
Yeah.
So why do you think an artist would use that word in a play or a movie or a book?
Because he wants to make somebody else feel inferior.
Yeah.
Make themselves more puffed up like a big bird and a little bird. I'm better than you are. Well, how do you know you're better than I am? There's nothing wrong with you, but there's nothing wrong with me. But there might be some things I can do better than you or just as good as you.
What do you wish people would do when it comes to using the word retard?
Learn what it's all about.
What other words, like in the world, do you think are as bad as that word?
It's a word Dad told me not to say it.
The N-word?
Yeah, and what they say about Chinese people and the bad words about other people, you're not supposed to say any bad words about those guys.
Right.
And sometimes I don't want to catch myself saying this. What are you thinking?
So, Bronwen, if you had a magic wand and could make a wish in terms of using the word retard, what would that wish be when it came to using it in film or books or television?
Well, first you got to get educated and try walking a mile in their shoes. You see how it feels.
Let me ask you this. If somebody were writing a play and they needed to use a word and the artist wanted to show us just how ignorant or cruel he was, and he wanted to put a word in that character's mouth, what other words could he use?
He was a bad person?
Yeah, because an artist might put words in someone's mouth, like he might put the R word in someone's mouth, to show the viewer or the reader how ignorant that person is, right?
Yeah.
But is there a different word or other words that artists could use and take that word out of use?
If I was the bad guy, you stupid fool, why don't you ever understand? Can't you get this through your sick, stupid skull? You don't know what you're talking about, huh? Why can't you learn how to do it?
But instead, when you hear a person in real life or in a film or television or you read it in a book and they use the word retard, how does it make you feel?
You can't do anything. You don't belong to be in this big bus here. You go on that little bus, that's where all the retards go. The stupid guys go over there.
Wow.
You don't belong here. Well, who says I don't belong there?
Where do you feel you belong, Bronwen?
I belong when I'm dancing to my own tune and I'm doing my own thing. As long as I'm not hurting anybody or doing anything illegal. And Mom always said I have a peculiar way of learning it, but I learn it. I can tell people there's something I just can't get a hold of. That's because there was a blockage up there or something when I was born or before I was born. I don't go into technicalities. It's like a little detour. It was like that part of the brain didn't develop. They had to make a detour and go around it. Well, a little train in my head didn't quite get there fast enough, so I had to make another set of tracks to go around it to get there. But it gets there.
When my sister Bronwen Gatterberg was growing up, the clinical diagnosis was mental retardation. The name of the diagnosis has changed, but the word retard has persisted in our culture. People with developmental delays or intellectual disabilities or who are differently abled aren't a diagnosis, and they're not here to provide a cheap trope for your art. They are people who love, and they are people who are loved. And when you use the word retard in the creation of your art, you're hurting real people. You're an artist. Use your words. It's time to retire this one. My thanks to my sister Bronwen for sharing her thoughts.